Alright, I'm starting us now, so...
Oh, yeah, man, the fucking businessman Sandana.
Let's see. How do I... Can I just start this now? Just fetching our video on Facebook, and we're live on YouTube now. Are we live on YouTube?
Let me the packets. Thank you.
Alright, we're live on...
I said one packet!
We should be
Give
live
me
on...
two!
Should be live on both now.
That's fucked up, Paul. Why you gotta play Benji like that?
We're live.
Okay, we're good. We're live on both now.
You wrote Andre's rat rod build.
I know. This guy was giving him shit on YouTube. So we need to turn our exposure down.
You got the nice little reservoir tip going on right here. It's ag style.
What, did they say the O-ring's blown out?
Alright, we're good on everything, I believe.
Cool.
Just closing windows on this computer.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live now.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah, you should be. As you should be.
You should be, but simply because of how you look.
That's not nice.
I don't know why you...
I never claimed to be nice.
I don't know why you would insult his look when he's probably at his peak right now in that lively production
You know
show.
why, Dan?
Why?
Because he's a scrub.
He's a scrub.
He's a chody scrub.
At least he's not, well I was going to say at least he's not a chode, but...
I knew you were going to say that, which is why I, added the information.
Chody old scrub.
Holy chody
I mean,
old
as a matter of
scrub.
fact, I live my life as a chody old scrub.
I know that to be true. Alright, well we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube. We will be started in a second once these guys get settled.
Did someone just say something outside?
Probably. Those people yell like non-stop at night.
Come on, dude. Can you chip me, bro? Thank you.
Alright, Facebook's looking okay.
All
Are you
right.
looking at it on yours?
Mm-hmm.
How's it look?
Both look pretty good.
Huh?
Are these so full?
I'm going to turn our exposure down one notch, Paul, and then you want to take my seat?
Sure.
Alright. I'm also going to...
I'm gonna spill my soup, but I'll try not to. No soup. No soup.
Whoa! Hot!
That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. It's
That's
super hot.
Yeah. No shit, Paul. Just figured it out, Slayer?
Is that pepper spray for your soup?
What are you talking about?
We were serving it up like a prison kitchen guard.
Damn, this isn't going to work.
In your Slayer shirt.
These are my prisoners.
Alright, I need to get these
And
photos.
today's Connor's night to get
Share
it.
it. Share it, Paul.
Pineapple.
Share it.
His night to get it? I don't even know what that means.
Everything?
Beep boop beep boop. Look at what
Oh,
we're
okay,
doing.
okay.
Paul, how do I want to
Who likes
transfer?
my knees?
Oh, you know what I'll do is...
You want me to bump the
Like my
exposure
knees?
down?
Yeah, turn the exposure down
They're
a little
pretty
tiny
good
bit.
knees. As far as knees go, I mean inside they're pretty wrecked, but on
This
the
one's
outside,
mine, right?
pretty good looking knees.
Yeah.
Joyce says change the PBDnA date. He's right. Dan, it says 104.
Damn, living in the past.
Dan's always living in the past. We're lucky it doesn't say 104 fucking 1992.
It's true.
Do I have? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Fuck.
Joey's always
Hot.
catching us on our stuff, but that's good. You're keeping us on the level.
Alright, so I'm going to just upload these images, and then we're just going to download them. Oh, you know what? I could probably just Facebook them to myself, right?
Cool.
Look what I did. You like that?
You're amazing. I don't know how you do these things, but it's remarkable.
What'd you do, meat spin? Did you just meat spin him?
I think he did. I think he meets on them.
Your spawn.
He's
For
got
whoever's
some.
watching right now, bear with us like 2-3 more minutes, Dan is changing some of the exposure rates, resolution, etc. But we're gonna get started in a second.
There might be little pieces of like ham cartilage and bones. So careful.
Cat. Small
Careful.
pieces of
Yeah.
cat.
Today's
Small
stream, today's stream is sponsored by Connor's Chili, which he says has
Jorge's chili.
Jorge's Chili, which he
Jorge.
says has ham cartilage in it.
There might be some. It's just like the ham
Connor.
bone.
Connor,
Make it with the ham bone.
That's some pretty good cartilage,
Connor, don't you know that
if I'm being honest.
my kind of people eat cartilage?
Yeah, but there's bone too. You guys generally don't eat like
We don't eat bone.
thigh bones.
You're not barbarians, Paul. Or are you? The barbarian horde?
I'm a Mongolian.
Mongolian horde?
Mustang.
This is a Fatal Swoop hockey jersey. So the
Okay.
Fatal Swoop paintball team at one point decided, why don't we play some hockey? And I gotta be honest, paintball players tend to be very good athletes all around. You know? Everyone's at least good at one additional sport if they're a good paintballer. So, Connor, what sport are you good at? Because it ain't paintball.
Oh, that's harsh. You know, I remember Kurt's comment when we were out, and he said like 40 of the best players, and he said
And Jorge.
39 of the best, and Connor. And all I was thinking was, wow, you think I am the best, Kurt? That's pretty flattering, you know?
I gotta say, you're probably the only one of us who can
Not the
golf.
cartilage.
Yeah, my other sport's golf. I'm decent at golf. I should be better.
You could say the other thing you do is golf because it's not a sport.
Alright, so here's some images that we have for various
Low
things.
blow.
It's not
I
a
think that's all
sport.
I
It's
do.
not a sport if you're not breaking a sweat.
Whoa, watch out for that bowl of chili.
So
Yeah.
you're saying like bowling isn't a sport? You're saying
You can
darts
break a
isn't
sweat.
Yeah, no, you
bowling.
definitely break a sweat at
And
bowling.
you're definitely breaking a sweat throwing darts because you're in those sweaty bars. It's really hot. You know, you're trying to dodge frat boys for each dart.
What if you're just like teching paintball guns all day, then you don't break a sweat?
I mean, if it's really hot, you're sweating.
Well, you can golf when it's really hot and sweat.
It's true.
I tend to break a sweat doing paintball guns.
I mean, you are walking like between 4 and 6 miles.
Alright, is competitive eating a sport because I'm good at eating?
Which is
I
something
would
else.
argue yes. That's what Joey asked.
Paul?
Was it
Huh?
Joey? Yeah.
Did the
I
camera
think
just
I
die?
mean, you're definitely breaking a sweat simply because you're pounding it down. What if you're eating hot wings? I mean, that should be an Olympic sport. You
Yeah.
know?
You're just
the
shoving
battery's
hot
dead.
dogs down your gullet too, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
have you
it takes-
seen what was
it
that
takes
dude's
skill.
name? The Asian
Joe-
dude.
Matt Stoney, that little kid.
Well, I guess it was the dude before Matt Stoney
Oh,
who ate like was it
the
54
Japanese
hot
guy
dogs. Yeah.
from Japan. Yeah,
See if it turns on.
I'm pretty sure Matt
Sorry.
Stoney's beat. You know Matt Stoney,
Yes.
right?
Yes, I think he was the one who like took the title from him, and he's
Right.
just been what 60 hot dogs a year now.
I thought there was
Alright, we're back.
Joey Chestnut guy, right?
And it's off again.
I remember that name, Joey Chestnut.
You know, what? I think it was Joey that
It's off again?
dethroned
Yeah.
the Japanese guy.
Now
so
we're
I don't know
back.
who Matt Stoney is.
I
But
think it
there's
was just
been
interference.
recently, there's been all these chicks that have been entering the competitive eating scene. I just saw this like 100-pound Australian
I'm just
girl
gonna share
put
this on
down a
the page.
6-pound burrito.
Yeah.
Like that's not.
I saw a video with
I don't know, that's
a
kinda
small
crazy.
Asian girl doing that.
It's my girlfriend.
Yeah, you like that fucking
I tube
that
feed her.
fucking German shit size after
Okay,
it.
so
feed her.
Burrito. You're
Okay.
into funnel feeding, Paul?
Oh my god, dude.
for whoever's here now,
Keep up
Dan and
PG.
Paul are still finalizing some things on the exposure. And what else are you doing?
Goofing around, eating some chili. You
Quit
know.
goofing around. It's paintball time. The people, they demand content.
Alright, I think I just
Let's
showed it.
see. Eric asked, where are we live from? We are live from
Hollywood, California!
Hollywood, California.
We
You
good,
know,
Paul?
you know it's Hollywood
Cool.
because right outside there is a homeless encampment.
Yeah, we're live at.
Do you have the
we're
headphones?
filming from Universal Studios right now, actually, in Hollywood,
Yeah,
California.
Hollywood, aka
Oh, here we go.
Dan's house. His humble abode.
My janky apartment.
You
with all
say
my homies.
janky apartment and there's guys outside sleeping in a tent.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean with all my homies outside.
Mailman Jude.
Yeah. Okay. We already have some questions, but we should probably intro everybody in before we go and get to them.
So, PBDnA 1/11/18. R.I.P. Andre
Rip Andre.
and his rat rod build.
No, Jake, he's not dead again. He's just not here.
We have heard that his hot rod build has actually disintegrated into dust because he's taken so long to put it together. And it's been now coined a rat rod build, which might actually be more fitting.
It's a death buggy.
A death buggy.
Buggy
Um,
of death.
yeah, I think it actually might be a jalopy build, but we'll see. I mean, he's going to finish it one day, and he's going to bring it out to the field. Probably won't shoot, but it'll get there.
He's getting there. It'll end up looking really nice.
He actually has all the parts now.
He just has to modify his frame, which is probably going to take the longest.
Yeah, so he's trying to modify his Tasso spider frame to work on a sniper.
Now, usually, like, how long would a job like that take? Modifying that frame to go on a...
I guess it just depends what your tool set is,
Yeah.
you know, and
So
Because
aside
he's
from
gonna
Andre
get
not
fine,
being here, it's a new year. Everything's still pretty good. You know, USA is still here. You know, Kim Jong hasn't taken us out yet.
it's 'cause his
So we
button's
can keep
small.
playing paintball. Cause what?
His button's smaller.
His button is smaller, which is pretty good. Probably just can't find his button.
You're gonna get us nuked. You're gonna get us nuked. if
Yo,
you make
Kim
shows
Jong,
like that.
I'm calling you out.
Neutered.
PBDnA is
You're gonna
calling
get us
Kim
neutered.
Jong out right now.
Radiation
1v1.
Benji.
1v1 me, bro. I don't care
Alright.
about your nuke. I got an automag right here.
Yeah, so there we go.
So there's our intro. Our intro.
Intro.
Paul, you should have
Intro.
change the title to Kim Jong, come get it.
Paul, change the title to Intro.
Introduction.
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 Okay, so today we're going to be talking about some upcoming games, some neat innovations and products like always, some old school stuff. We're going to skip Andre's rat rod build because he's not here.
R.I.P.
Dan has some photos from Chris which he wanted to share. Dr. Paintball, aka Paul Young, aka Knuckles, is going to have his perspective on paintball.
He's going to write some paintball prescriptions. Ooh.
There you go.
We'll
We also
play
got some cool guns out here. Dan's got his new Ripper Intimidator. I got a cool mag. We're going to talk some 3D printing, some new APX paint, and yeah, just the norm. We're going to have a good time.
Jorge's got some new headgear.
Some new headgear. He's got his mag, which he's pimping out. And yeah, as always, comment. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about. We're happy to go over whatever you want. So, what do you think? First up, upcoming games.
Let's do some questions if there are
Questions.
because we'll miss them.
All right. So before we go ahead, we're gonna cover some
Early bird questions. The early
Early
bird
questions.
gets the worm, you know?
And the
So
stew. The
we already
dinosaur.
covered is competitive
Dinosaur.
eating a sport. Yes, competitive eating is a sport. At least the way the SoCal stock group tends to do it.
The way Paul's cousin does it.
Everyone's sweating like,
My girlfriend.
let me get another,
My
get
girlfriend.
another spare rib.
Not my cousin Dan, my girlfriend Dan.
Wait, you're dating your cousin?
My cousin,
It's a Korean.
my cousin
I
Sue.
just like woke up to this
Soo
conversation.
Young. Soo Young.
Soo Young
So
Dan.
Young,
Soo Young.
that's the girl from Rush Hour.
She's my cousin, dude. And my girlfriend.
Okay, so we got Nick Rhodes asked, what was the
Oh,
downfall
sorry.
of WDP?
I'm not totally sure on that. I mean, what people have said is just the guns were priced so high, and everyone else was bringing competitive guns in at a much lower price range.
WDP's Angel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not even sure it was the price range because even at the same time as they were putting out the A1 or even the A4, you know, anything in the later years, you know, there were still Intimidators at 1300. There were still DMs at 1300. There were constantly new guns at the same price range. But I don't think Angel was really bringing anything new to the table. The A1, at least in my experience, You know, it kind of kicked like a horse. It wasn't that easy to service. The screen went out from time to time. I mean, it was cool. It came with the barrel kit. But, I mean, Angels were already at that point kind of old news. You had the DM, which was just buttery smooth. You had the Egos coming out, which could get, you know, a case to a tank. And the Angels just, you know, they were the same price, but they didn't have those innovations that were like, oh, I need that gun. And
were they from a U.S. company, or were they made in?
They were in the UK.
UK.
Yeah, they actually
so
started out having a field display in the UK, and then eventually they made their guns. I don't know a lot of history about WDP.
Yeah.
But another thing to think about is that a lot of those companies also had other products at a lower price range. Like Eclipse, when they started building, like right before they started building their electric guns, you know, they had the E-frame for, you know, the E1 frame.
Right, which
and
you
then
could just
the E2
stick on
frame.
an autococker.
Yeah, and then I don't know what the overlap on the Ego and the E2 frame was. There probably wasn't much, but, you know, they had a lower price, basically a lower price item that kind of led them into a more higher priced item. And I don't know what Angel had. I guess they had accessories, right? They had a lot of like accessories for things. Did they have some accessories? Like,
I mean, they didn't have much that you could really, you know, customize the A1 with, you know, grips, barrel kit.
Yeah.
I mean, not much else. Even the earlier Angels had more you could do with it. You could put different sight rails and, you know, more unique.
They also had Angel Eyes,
triggers,
right? That were coming out towards the end of WDP.
Right.
And nothing ever happened with those.
I feel like that's why Angel didn't succeed, because
You think it's the Angel Eyes?
All speculation, though. I've heard people say it didn't have anything to do with Angel Eyes.
oh well, I'm talking about the actual eyes on the guns,
Oh.
because they were like 5 years late to make
Yeah,
that.
there was a story that what's his name? GBD Rodney. He was telling us the other day is he was playing with Angels on, I guess, Dynasty, and they
it was
didn't
like his 97 Angel
well,
LED.
the
or
story that
96.
he was telling, I think, was much later than that. But the Angel, someone in the comments could probably comment when Angels first started coming with eyes, but he said that he was playing on, I believe, Dynasty, and he met someone in the UK. I think it's the guy who works for Virtue, and that's the guy that ended up doing the eyes for the Angels, for a lot of the Angels, and I think he said that's who put the Angels, or the eyes in his Angel. But again, I'm not sure a lot of the history on this, so I'm not the best person to be talking about it. This is, again,
Who's Tim at
Paintball Tech would know.
Yeah, he's a pretty big Angel guy.
And it would be an interesting thing to do a video with Rodney
Yeah,
about.
so QMTO says E2 was late 04, Ego 5 was 05, obviously. So E2 was sold up until 06, so there was a little bit of overlap.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Angels, you know, didn't put eyes into their markers until the, what was it, the 05 speed?
Really that late?
IR3, no, IR3's didn't have eyes, no.
Yeah.
It's the 05 speed. Even the 03 and 04 speed still had the, what's it called, the COP sensor.
Yeah,
Which was basically just a little pad at the bottom of the feed neck that the ball would hit and then you know know to shoot. But that doesn't really work because what if it hits enough to
Like a
to
nipple
bounce
sensor.
a little bit? So
yeah,
It
I
wasn't
feel
that
like
great.
what Rodney was saying, like, I thought it was much, like, I was surprised by how late it was when
oh yeah,
he got the eyes installed.
so Jake reminded it was the A4 Fly was the first one that they actually installed eyes on.
So would that be 04? Since they
Um,
fly?
When I was going to
A4
say that too, I
Fly
was going to say 4 earlier.
I think it was 04.
Sure. Yeah,
But
why don't
also
you
those
pursue-
those were like 1400 new. They were also, you know, still quite tall. Egos were a bit shorter, a little bit more balanced.
So the first generation of Intimidators came with eyes.
Yeah, and that would have been 01.
Yeah. Is that when the first generation Intimidator came out, Paul?
First generation Intimidator came out in
The build-up.
some year.
Dude, this guy's
It's
sitting here
the
with two
It's
computers.
definitely
in front of
01.
him. He can't even. Come on, Jamie.
Possibly
Check the
late
facts, Jamie.
2000s.
Oh yeah,
Late
sure.
2000s.
Late, yeah. And then you had definitely the 2K2 Timmy had eyes that worked really well.
Could be like
Earliest
a
DM that had eyes, let's see. I mean, some of the DM3s had eyes already.
Year 2000.
Definitely the DM4s, DM5s, DM6s.
When did the
all had
A4
eyes.
come out?
But they, honestly, those guns were just so much easier to service on your own. I don't know if you've worked on an Angel before, but there's little things that you can do if you're a novice working on them that can mess up the gun. Like,
so LPRs are another big thing, right? A lot of
Delta 4.
Angels do come with LPRs.
right? And I don't know if anyone's just getting an Angel that they're working on now, but you got to be sure to have that breech sealed and locked in before you air it up. Because I knew a lot of people that would air it up without locking that in, and the breech would just flip open, and it would hit the gun, and it would dent it, and it would bend the rod inside, and yeah, it would
Nasty.
it would not work very well.
Did you say that the Angels were easy to tech?
No.
Yeah,
No.
they were hard as
Opposite.
They were very hard.
crazy to tech.
So when you have, late to the innovation game, still top price, still,
But the looks, I mean, when you look at like a stock, like, the earliest DMs versus the Angel, I thought would just like blow it away in terms of looks.
and looks, I mean,
The DM shot 100 times better though.
Yeah, but
and,
looks.
and if you're comparing the similar,
It's like this versus this. Like you're gonna get a lot more with Jorge's looks, or no, you're gonna get a lot less with Jorge, but his looks are just way out there.
it also
Unless it's
depends
trick
what
shot.
year.
You got
True.
the business.
True.
You got the business end.
So it depends what year you're comparing. Like if I'm gonna compare the 04 speed and like the A4 to a DM4, I thought the DM4 looked awesome. It was all smooth and like glossy, and it shot amazingly. It was just like you could barely hear it.
I mean, I was looking at Nelson Pumps, so I mean, this is like a conversation. Paul should be sitting here because I know nothing about
Yeah,
this.
Nathan says, Bocce, have you ever found an Electro you actually liked?
Yeah, I'm tripping. So.
Figured nothing but mechs. So what Electros do you actually like, Dan?
I mean, I have a few Electros. I have a Cyber 9000. I have.
That's a fake. That sounds like such a fake name.
You're fake.
It's a fake gun.
What if I told you Jorge was fake? Yeah, exactly.
No.
They're both fake. Or wait. I think
Yeah.
I'm too sick today still. So, yeah, I have a couple shockers. I have a tribal. I have a really cool tribal.
You have any e-cockers?
Yeah, I have a Revenge with a sandridge frame on it. I have another sandridge frame spanky body, which is pretty cool, which I actually shot once. I never actually played with.
So what's your most modern gun? Across the board.
Ripper shoebox shocker.
I think the shoebox shockers are older than...
Are those the oldest electric?
Oh, yeah, I
Is
mean, you
that
got
the
this,
newest?
the
What
2001.
year's the tribal?
Why don't you
Is the
grab that and
tribal
show it off?
older?
Are the shoebox shockers the oldest? Were they the first electronic marker?
It's debatable whether the Angel or the shoebox shockers first. I haven't
You also
really
had some of the
researched
very
it.
early matrices. The Avartech Matrix was pretty early there.
You have
So here's Dan's probably
I
most
don't have any of those. Paul
most
has
modern
those.
Electro that he actually recently picked up. It's a 2001 Ripper 1 Intimidator. It is pretty freaking glorious. So show the profile.
Somebody
of
do
this
that
thing.
with a Dremel?
That's
think so.
definitely the sweetest gun Dad
Yeah.
has.
So the only downside of these guns, really, other than them being super tall and somewhat heavy compared to modern guns, is they have these
Okay,
plastic
Paul.
grips that just fell apart. So you can see they're cracked by every screw spot on both sides.
This one has the clear tape mod though,
Yeah.
so I think someone was
Yeah.
going to mail it to me.
I can probably end up 3D printing it for that.
Yeah, this
So,
is. I'm going for the OG original gangster look on this Benji, not the 3D printed gangster look. So not
You
3D
got-
gangster.
I think that's just like half a brass eagle talon on each side.
You got any idea if that thing actually works?
Paul was trying to get it to work and he couldn't. So
So you should have me tech.
Dan,
I know how to fix
let
these.
me say why it doesn't work. It's because Dan doesn't have any 9 volts in his
actually,
house.
that bag right there.
Kevin,
is
why don't
filled
you
with
just
9
come show
volts.
up? Andre's not here. We got an extra seat.
This one?
He says he's
Yeah.
wearing his Brass Eagle jersey and holding his 2 Rainmakers right now.
Hey,
that's
nice.
the kind of viewers we like.
Nice.
Send us a picture for our background, Kevin.
Yeah, we'll put you on the next. The next
No, we'll put them
background.
on as the background right now.
Right now. Blind Man asks, how many hot rounds can I eat before I die?
Who asked that?
Blind Man.
Ooh, blind man. I mean, it's not advised that you eat. any
Actually, you
hot
know what?
rounds.
We should probably ask Dr. Paintball for his prescription on that.
Yeah. What? Paintball. What do you do if you catch a hot
Oh,
round
he
in the
said-
mouth?
If
you catch a hot round in your mouth.
Yeah.
First of all, what you do is you go and you listen to some Slayer.
Yeah.
This is an awesome shirt, man.
Thank you. I got it from
The Slayer concert?
no. There's like a dumpster next to Dan's house,
Nice.
and I found this shirt.
Someone actually packed a paint gun in that, I think. I think that's why I got it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, like a little
So
freebie?
Paul's
I
gonna
think
try
so.
to get this thing working or something, but
Or something. They were listening to Slayer and their shirt just like came off and went in the package and they were packing it up.
so
Smell like
for the
sweat.
people that did shoot those early 2000s guns, we're talking Intimidators, early Matrixes, early Angels. What else?
The Shocker.
You know, any kind of Intimidator, any kind of early Shocker. What was your favorite one? Why? I did like the Intimidators.
Me too.
They ripped so fast, so hard. I did hate the tiny screws in the clamshell because you could just strip them or break them off incredibly easily in the frame, which I did to probably 30 plus Intimidators over the years. Early Shockers, they shot pretty nicely, but I had a problem with how small the trigger guard was. You couldn't even walk it. It was just like you would instantly hit the trigger guard. So
How
you needed to
fucking
get like a good
huge
CCM
they
frame.
were, too. Those things
No.
were
I'm
massive.
talking the early 2000 shockers,
Yeah.
which were actually pretty small. I had one that was 1.6 pounds.
The only electronic marker I ever really remember being around is the old shoebox shocker. Because I remember this kid in junior high got one.
Really?
I had to imagine that they were the only electronic markers like commercially available.
Well, both the Shocker and the Angel were both released around 96, 97. I'm not sure which is first.
Yeah.
But
they
both
might not
came-
have been importing them right away either from the UK.
Possibly not.
Right.
I know that Ted Kanua was telling us that in his interview video that we did last year at the UWL, he was telling us that he and Chris Lasoya were some of the first ones to shoot Angels in the U.S. And I can't remember exactly which team they were playing on, whether it was the Bonsai Bandits or it could have even been Avalanche, because I think he guessed it with Avalanche briefly. But that's in his video, which is on YouTube, if anybody wants to check that out. Kevin says, don't forget about ICD Bushmasters. Do you guys have any ICD Bushmasters?
I've had Bushmasters and I
Bushmasters,
hated all the
yeah.
Bushmasters I've ever had.
I'm trying to think if I have any Bushmasters.
I don't know.
Oh,
something,
you know what? I have a
one in
bone
your
break.
hands.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I have pump Bushmasters, but I have an ICD Bushmaster.
They never really worked all that well for me. They were so tall.
Kevin
oh my
says...
God, it was like that freaking big.
Kevin says original Shocker was 1995. I wouldn't doubt him
We
because
haven't
he's
found,
very credible.
Yeah, we
but
haven't found any actual
it's-
media.
That's very early. It would be a good thing to research more.
Yeah. Let's see. Nathan says, out of all the markers, Ion.
Yeah.
You know what? The
Is
Ion.
that trolling us?
The Ion
No,
was
I wrote
good
that.
at the time.
I wrote Ion.
I mean, listen, the freaking Ions, at the time, those high-end guns were going for, 800 to 1200, and here came the Ion for 350, and you could shoot 20 balls a second and have eyes and have all that. Yeah, well, great, except you had, like, every novice player shooting 20 balls a second and ripping up noobs, which I think is one of the reasons paintball went way downhill for a long time until people started, liking pump and mech more. So yeah, good and bad. It was also, smart parts, and smart parts loves ruining the paintball industry, so...
Okay, let's play a game right now.
Yeah, I want to play a game.
Let's play a game. Okay, everybody think of two uses for the plastic grip panel that Connor has in his hand. And everybody that's commenting can also write something. Benji.
It should be some kind of like
Too long.
glasses.
All right, Paul, you're next.
Glasses, put it in front of your eyes, look through
You
it.
could use this as an anal plug or...
You had to ask
Paul,
him.
you gotta keep it PC, man. Come on.
You could use it as a spoon or a knife.
After or before you use it as an anal plug.
You're gonna retire your chopsticks to use that?
Oh man.
I was going to say butt plug and butt plug, but I'm changing mine to butt plug and spoon.
I was gonna say boomerang because don't throw it at me, it's gonna break.
No,
I was
it's going to
gonna
fly back and hit me because it's a boomerang. Oh, I'm so smart, it's
You
boomerang.
Okay, and my
You guys
second
are
one
silly.
would be a filter for a light, because, you know, these lights are so bright, you need, like, small diffusers to put over them.
Yeah, you know,
That's
actually,
pretty much
on
what I was
second
saying.
thought,
Use it in front of your eyes.
Yeah,
I go,
well, you were too slow.
It's a butt plug
You
and
jacked
a
me.
vape.
Ooh.
Joey says break it and use it as a shank.
Well, it already is a shank, and it's already broken, so perfect. All right, I think Joey
Kevin
wins that
says ice scraper. Blindman says ice pick.
one. Ice pick, ice scraper, that's
Ice
pretty
cream is a
good.
good one.
There you go. There you go. We have a couple more saying cheap electros killed the sport. I agree. For a while, cheap electros did kill the sport.
You don't think that it got a fair amount of people in, though, also? Because it's...
What's up?
I think it got way more people out than in, because the people who were buying ions weren't new players.
Hey.
It was people who, you know, had played a while but wanted a fast gun, and oh my god, here's a gun for $350 that I can just rip on. And then every beginner who came on, instead of getting hit once or twice, was just like, oh god, I never want to play anymore.
Okay, so just so everyone watching knows, Paul just shorted out the
Oh my god.
Ripper Intimidator, and it's RIP now. I don't think we're focused either.
Shorted it, dude?
I finally looked at it. I don't think we're focused.
We seem pretty focused.
Oh, we are focused.
Yeah.
I guess just our bit rate.
No,
low.
it's. I think the dead,
Joey?
the board is dead, or one of the wiring harness. I have everything at home, so we can fix this.
Yeah,
so.
I have a spare.
Ben
I have a
Heck
spare
reseller
board
for
also.
it.
Joey says we should use it to dig a hole for Andre and bury him.
Or we can just bury the hot rod build so we don't have to talk about it anymore.
Okay, so
I think he'd have better luck making this the grip on his hot rod build.
So before we go on and
Oh,
talk
man.
about some more guns or more about this topic, let's get through the upcoming games. This weekend coming up, Saturday, there is a SoCal stock game at Jungle Island.
12 gram.
It's 12 gram preferred. I saw Sonny post somewhere that modified is okay, but listen,
We just played modified there. It's 12
only,
gram.
you can only do modified if you're a straight up beginner, and if you don't have a 12 gram setup, that's not an excuse.
You might
'cause
have just called some people out there.
Dan or I can lend you a 12 gram setup.
Or if you're shooting hot rounds, I think there's completely different rules.
If you're
for
shooting
it.
hot rounds, then you can use the FM3.
No
Oh, wait.
compressed air whatsoever allowed.
Jorge's not going, so no one there will be shooting hot
Yeah.
rounds.
Yeah.
So.
Other game coming up, you have the UWL 10-man classic at SE Village. That's on the 27th and 28th.
Is anyone watching playing that?
Yeah, is anyone watching playing that? Let us know. I'm probably going to be going just to do some media for the event. I'm going to videotape, hang out, maybe help out some of the homies teams, but we'll see. I might end up playing some games. What else? Also, Spew! Raise
Yeah.
for Spew. Everyone's so
Raise the
excited for
When's
Spew. Spew is March, I believe, 28th and 29th. Or it's 24th and 25th. Let me double. No, 24th and 25th. So 24th and 25th, Spew is the Spring Pump Event West. That is a game held yearly. There's also Few sometimes, which is Fall Event West, but it's held annually in Bakersfield at Paso Creek Paintball. It is a pump-only game. Sunday is stock class only. Saturday is open class. Friday you can show up also and play some games. It's a camping, paintball, potluck, all-around good time, but no attitudes.
Yeah,
Only
we'll
good-
kick your
only
ass
good
if you have an
If you
attitude.
bring attitude, you're looking for a fight, right? You're gonna get one.
You're gonna
Bring
get one.
attitude.
You know, guys go there riding motorcycles and they'll fight you.
I'm not gonna be wearing my dress-up bandana that day. That's for sure.
Kurt will fight.
Yes.
Oh, I'm wrong. Wi-Fi.
Let's see. Ted says, what if I use a Carter buzzard and claim I played with the
Damn, they're-
kamikaze shooters?
they're
Can
calling
I play
you Dan.
modified stock class? Ted, you're too good to not have to play stock class. You're
that-
definitely playing stock
Is
class.
that Ted Ott?
Yeah, Ted Ott.
Ted Ott.
Ted Ott.
Well, just as long as
What
he's
up,
not
John?
going hot rounds, he's fine. And
Yeah.
preferably, Ted, if you get your stuff checked out by Aunt Linda, Safety Marshal, that would be ideal. She
Okay.
can give you a tag that's good for a year that shows that you're verified with her.
So that's pretty much it for upcoming games. Dan and I, and maybe we can grab a couple of these other guys. We are going to be going to Super Game this year, so definitely hit us up if you're going.
Where's that?
We're going to have a
Oregon?
good time. That's
Yes.
in Oregon. I don't know the date offhand, but it's definitely the best game of the year in my opinion.
think
I
it's-
wanted to hit up Living Legends this year, but they changed the location, and I really just wanted to play the town. So
Well, Hell Survivors is pretty fun as well. It's a
but
pretty fun field.
I want that town experience
Yeah, Paul, you're
for
so
my
good
first
at that.
Living Legends. That's what I want.
It's hard to break these guys.
Hold on just a second here.
Let's see. Okay, I think we should go on and we should, before we go on, there's a notice from Jeff Quitman. Attention, if you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, you may be entitled to financial compensation, mesothelioma, etc. Nice one, Jeff. Nice.
So, if you or your family member has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, then you can go in the comments on YouTube and you can find the information that Jeff's offering. It's very helpful.
Yeah, you can hit up Jeff Quitman. He's not a lawyer, but he is Jewish, so he's like halfway there. Good to go.
I just want to say also, Thad Weltman Drum called me and he was asking me if I was going to go to Living Legends. And he lives in Detroit, and he was saying that we could mail stuff to his place, and then he could take it there. So I don't know.
Okay.
We have to think about it a little bit more.
Where's Living Legends?
Yeah,
Chicago?
I'm not totally
This one's going to
opposed
be
to
in
it.
Detroit, which is
Detroit?
Michigan. Yeah, Hell Survivors is actually in Hell, Michigan. So
Cool.
yeah,
There's a hell in Michigan?
Yeah. I mean,
and it's not the whole.
I want to
state,
go.
Paul.
We'll see
I
if
wanna
we
go
can make
there.
it. We will. Let's see. Before we go on, you want to bore size that paint? You got your sizes?
Ooh.
Yes, I have the sizers.
Okay, so most of you guys know that we were pushing for bigger paint.
I'm gonna get a
So,
also.
little background, paint has obviously been going way smaller as of late. We were
This guy really wants to talk to you
we
there.
were sizing paint, you
It's
know,
gonna get painful
as low as
though.
6'6", the averages were, you know, 6'7", 5 to 7'9", so we were complaining that we wanted to get those sizes up. So, APX was one company that we talked to in person, and they committed to making bigger paint. So we have 2 new bags of their new batch that we're gonna bore size. Other companies that we've heard are making some bigger paint are Gel Caps. I've heard is making a big ball. We did try some of it at one point, and it was big, but it wasn't all that round. But I need to try a fresh bag of it. Who else was making some big paint? Oh yeah, GI. So AutoCockerParts.com, Gene, I guess, got GI to agree to put on a small run for him of bigger balls. So when he gets those, we're definitely going to bore size them. And there's one more paint that I am forgetting offhand, but Valkyrie Graffiti is consistently larger size, and I'm forgetting the last one, but here we're going to test. We got 2 bags of paint. So
I'll grab my other sizers.
So while Dan is going and grabbing his other sizes, this is the standard ball. So this is their cheapest ball that they had. When we sized this up last time, it was pretty much 670 to on one side to 677. So it wasn't all that consistent, and it was definitely small. So here is the new batch.
Here's 7.7.
I mean, it looks
See if it
pretty
looks
nice. Let's.
I mean, the APX paint shot great. I thought it shot great as long as you have a barrel that takes sizers.
Right.
Yeah.
So the issue was
But
with
on
that
the small
standard was, you know,
size.
a 670. A lot of people don't have 670.
Well, it wasn't that
No.
small for me. It was
on one side
6'7".
it was when we did it. It was 670.
I never had any that was that small. I was using the 6.7. I mean,
When we
where's
did
my
it,
barrel?
when we did it on stream at the calipers, that's what we measured it at.
So
So
it just falls through there, right?
no,
So.
this is good. So this is the standard paint, and this is a 677. So it's definitely significantly bigger than it was.
I mean, I think that's the same size as what we had, though.
I think though when we measured it on stream, it was fresh paint, correct?
Right.
And then when we played with it, it
It
swelled
did,
up.
it did get a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
So when we were using it down the line, it was more 677, maybe even 679. So this stuff is pretty consistently 677. Yeah, it's not dropping through any
When
of
we
the
were playing at
6.7s.
SC, though, I think I was using my 679 sizer. The whole
Okay,
time.
so it seems
Yeah, I
like
was
these.
using a 679.
So
that was good.
so we need
Yeah.
to see.
Scissors.
So we need to see. You know, maybe we need to do this weekly and see what the sizes of the same ball each week. But also.
It's a good thing to do.
Yeah. So that's the standard. You know, that's not too bad as far as the standard lowest end paint goes. So here is the, and it's pretty round. we did some of the brake tests at SC, and the fill was not. I mean, the fill was pretty bright. The shell was pretty hard, so it didn't really, you know, shatter. It more cracked and got the paint out, but still not bad as far as the lowest grade goes. So here is the advanced paint, which is their, you know, mid to upper end paint. This isn't their tournament level paint.
Is that, do they run 3 lines?
They run 3 lines.
Standard, advanced, and tournament?
Yeah, most of their tournament paint has been going straight to the WCPPL series or to different tournaments, but they are planning on putting out a tournament level paint at some point for sure.
This stuff
Is that typically what paint companies run, is 3 lines?
Do you have that other sizer right there?
Some do, some don't.
No, most of them just have an advance and a rec.
I mean, RPS, you know, would have had many different brands. So Dan's going to use a caliper to size.
Okay, so this sizer is actually it's about 675, the 677 one, and then this sizer, which is 682, is actually 679. And
okay, so
I was actually, when I put this in the 682, it actually, which is 679 actually.
That's the new one?
Yeah, I mean it's all 3 of these. That one just went right through.
Yeah. So it seems to be 679-ish. 677 to 679.
So that'll fit, as long as you have a barrel sizer.
I mean this one,
sizer kit.
this ball is like.
Yeah, most free kits.
Look at that one. Let me see what it looked up.
So most free kits do have 679, which is good. That's pretty much as small as I think paint should get. If you have 675 paint, it's just, you know, most sizer kits don't go that low, so I would be pretty annoyed. Going back really quick, Donnie says Super Game is May 4th through 6th. So that's cool.
Nice.
Let's see. How big is Nelson Paint nowadays? I haven't tried Nelson Paint recently, so hopefully we're going to get some in soon. Chris Santucci says most of the GI paint they've been getting has been a solid 685. So I gotta test that too. So this is the advanced that we're gonna size out right now. Which bore is that?
This is 84, but this ball is not. I feel like it's a little bit more.
Let's try that one.
Jeff Quitman says, I shoot monster balls. They really send a massage.
He shoots those into his own mouth.
They really send a massage.
Okay,
I mean,
so
this stuff's definitely significantly larger, but
yeah,
again, we need to check the actual freak size.
yeah, so Dan just tried it through the 8.4 freak, which he's going to test with a caliper right now, and it was not going through the 8.4.
But
So
I'm also not super impressed by the roundness of that ball.
Admittedly, I was keeping it in the garage getting cold and hot the last week, so probably not the best.
I mean, it fits nicely in the 687.
8.7, maybe 8.9, or good at 8.7.
So this sizer is about 685 to probably 686. But you know, of course, who even knows what my caliper is? But so the sizer's 687, and when I check it with the caliper, it's about 686. So yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's nice.
Kevin says he got some APX tournament paint recently, and it was so brittle it was unshootable. Where did you get it? Because we haven't been able to find it at any of the shops. I would like to try it, but yeah, definitely. We gotta hit up Mike about that if it is way too brittle. What gun were you shooting it out of?
Oh shit! Is there more stew?
Okay,
Yeah, there's a
so
lot.
what do you think? 8.7?
Yeah, I would say on that
Shooting
it's
onto the
686 on that one.
Okay, so the advance is an 8.6. It I mean it's not perfectly round, but it's pretty close. I'm not seeing many dimples.
Yeah, this is the advance, right?
Yeah, this is the
I
advance.
like the look of this advance. I don't know how it was affected from sitting in Benji's garage, but
Yeah, when we were testing it at SC, Tim PB Tech was boring it out at 8.7. So I mean that's pretty big.
But it doesn't feel brittle at all. It feels
I mean, considering
I think it's probably
considering the last batch of APX Advanced we poured out was 677, it's a significant increase.
Nice. Can I use
Yeah.
Super Soccer this weekend?
Yeah.
And these look pretty round. Yeah, that'll be great
Go
for the
for
Super
it.
Soccer. You'll get that puppy
You
out.
have pliers?
That used to be my go-to.
So
That's the one that I used to shoot.
so he's saying
Which you shot those.
So Kevin was saying that J&J's paintball field had the tournament paint, and he was using Vanguard, Creed, Proto PM6, and Valken Coat. None could handle it. Okay,
Right.
so there's a review of the tournament paint. We're going to try to get some of the tournament paint ourselves to see if we can have similar results. If we do, we're definitely going to have to tell him to thicken up the shell a little bit.
So, wait, hey, Paintball, will you come back over here? We need Dr. Paintball.
Yeah, I didn't think they were giving out the... I didn't think they were
Yeah,
selling
you're
the tournament
taking-
paint to fields.
Paul, you shot something out of that. Something
But
came out
I'll
of
have
it.
to get a second. I'll have to
Oh,
ask
yeah,
him
that's
about
probably
it.
shorted out. Here, wait, go sit down over here for a second.
Paul, when you were messing
What
with
you guys
that,
doing?
Okay,
something came out
we'll
of
have Dr. Paintball take a look at this.
Something came out of that when you shot it.
You got a paintball burger.
Oh, look at that.
No, don't do it.
Dr. Paintball. He's
What-
always got
what
the
other
cold
paint?
remedies.
I shot the GI 5-star this
Oh,
last week,
okay.
and it was about 684. It shot pretty well, so
What were you shooting?
GI 5-star. It was pretty solid. Let's see.
All right, back on track.
Yeah,
So,
back on track.
do we have any other questions? We looked on.
Any questions on paint or any paint you guys want us to test specifically?
Fearless Leader just joined, so.
Oh!
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
which paint do you want to try?
Peanut
next?
flavored beef jerky.
Oh yeah, those treats are
Did
right
you bring
here.
the
Which
nunchucks,
treats?
Paul?
What nunchucks?
Hey, where's the treat bag at? I think I brought those things.
Okay,
out.
so
Oh, nice.
so the next paint that
Oh, you
we're
brought
gonna
it?
try out is APX tournament paint as soon as we can get it. I want to try out a new batch of 4-star. I want to try out. I want to try out those new Gator balls. I don't know if anyone has seen the Gator balls, but it's black, jet black shells.
Oh, that's the one that
Gene
Gene gave us.
Yeah, so they're making those again.
Dan, you will like these.
I mean, I'll have some, sure.
It's pretty tough to see those things coming at you. It is, but they're
Set
decent.
was eating these.
Decent fill. I think they were 684 size. Oh, you gave me this last time. It dries your mouth out. Smell that.
Dude, that thing is so good.
I don't want a Fig Newton. All right, so we talked about paint.
Before we go on, Dan, what paint do you want to try out next?
I don't know. I mean, I like the APX stuff. I just want it to be bigger. So, you know, I mean, I was really happy with how it broke. You know, it actually breaking when I shot it, and I don't know. If it's bigger, it's good for me.
You know, I've got some vintage field paint from Close Encounters. Red and blue shell, white paint.
Cool.
I've been saving it for 13 years, and I'm really looking forward to shooting that.
Okay, so one post that I saw on one of the Facebook groups today, I think it might have been the Shock Tech group, was a post for Alta Grips. And it's an actual grip company that makes pistol grips, and they actually have a 45 grip that is a wood grip and looks just like a Smart
Mike?
Parts grip. What's up?
Michael Burkhart joined. What's up, Michael?
So these grips on their site are $35. I don't know if that includes shipping, but it's an amazing deal compared to what people are paying for Smart Parts grips right now.
Wait, so reiterate that one more time. They're making out like the same colors, same styles of the
I
small
don't think
parts
they
of
have
grips.
all the same colors, but hey, this bag's really loud, so
Yeah.
just grab your shit out of it.
Are they the same exact style, same look?
Paul, are you able to? Do you want me to bring that up in the background?
I'll do it.
I don't know if you
Got you.
necessarily have the link there.
Oh, it's a link?
Paul's pretty
Yeah.
white trash over
Okay.
there.
Jack, we are gonna bring.
Yeah, you
the-
wanna do it?
So I only have a
Yeah.
bag of each, the standard and the advanced paint with me, but
Here.
you guys are welcome to try it. I did open the bags just now, so they are gonna be open bags, but we'll see how they shoot.
Dude, that candy I just had was nasty.
Not bad. Let's
great.
see.
I don't know, it was like a little green thing.
We have
It
one
was
question.
delicious.
Let's see who asked it. Someone was asking, how do I like Dan's Ripper?
Check this out. Check this out, Jack Quevin.
Old Soul was asking, what do I think about Dan's Ripper?
It doesn't work, so.
Doesn't work.
You know, it doesn't need to work. That
It
thing
did
is
work until Paul
sexy.
broke it.
I have a just stock 2001 Classic Intimidator, and I asked Dan if he would trade straight up, and he said no, but I don't know why.
I don't know if you actually asked me that.
No, I didn't. I lied. Okay.
So,
Trade.
go with some more questions because I'm going to bring this up as a background picture in a second.
Okay, Dan is going to bring up the picture of the new Alta grips, which are the Smart Parts S grips.
I can't say that they're necessarily new. They're just...
Well, Dan's going to bring them up so you guys can
I mean, they
check
still
it out.
make them as new grips, but...
Right.
Jack, we'll bring you samples at the APX on Saturday. Well, I'm not gonna go, but Ben and
Adam says Dan looks like he's been working out. He has. He's been working out with Jorge Cervantez.
I've been sick, so...
Well, no, I guess you lost a lot of weight since last stream, right? Was that last? Or no, I guess 2 streams ago.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. I did
So you got lap band
I've
for
heard,
Lap band.
Christmas.
I've heard a couple people say that the new Nelson paint is pretty solid. We're having some samples of that sent here, right? Or do you guys already had samples sent?
Yeah, I wasn't really happy with it. It was oblong. It was like Macho Fire paint, basically.
Okay, so Dan said he did not like the new Nelson paint.
No, that was like Nelson Tactical. It wasn't necessarily... I don't know. We need to try some of their other grips or some of their other paint because I don't think that would be a fair comparison.
Okay.
They make
It was something that they sent Andre for free. So
okay,
if that's any indication.
In one of the upcoming streams, we'll try to do a paint-centered stream where we're gonna have a bag or a case of 10, 15 different brands of paint. And we're gonna bore size all of them. We'll brake test them. We'll do all of that. And then we'll shoot them the next weekend and give you guys a fair review of everything since it's kind of silly doing them one at a time.
So I am going to bring up, see if I can do this without like murdering everything.
Yeah, Charles said he got rid of his Dragon Timmy. That was a mistake. Yeah, definitely was. I wish I had a good clean Dragon Intimidator again right now, and a good Species. I actually found a black 2K5 Species Intimidator on eBay for like $250, and I was like, hey, if you drop that down to $200, I'm game. And the guy never responded, and then later that day I checked, and he had dropped it down to $200. He just never told me, and someone else picked it up. I was like, what the heck? Oh well, you win some, you lose some.
and I believe you snooze, you lose.
You snooze, you lose. Yeah, let's see. Kevin asked Dan, where did you find those Paintball Mania shirt and first choice patch? That is a cool hat.
He made those.
Okay, do I trade seats now, Paul?
you got the picture.
Yeah, that's up in. I think it's up in our background, right, Benji?
Yes. Looks like it's coming right now.
Okay, so we got our
guys should
clips up in the
see-
background now.
You know what? So those look similar, but they're definitely not exactly like this.
Well, yeah, they're not the exact same grips, but they're a comparable grip, and it's $38. So.
Well, you say comparable. I've seen various wood grips offered and listed along the way over the years. And it's not that just people want grips, people want the smart parts grips. They've got a certain swirl to them, they've got a certain finesse to them.
I mean, they have a very nice finish, but I think when it comes to actually wood varnishes, we have to ask our man Andre, because he's really the expert at that. So...
I mean, you could get my father, Jose Cervantez, and he's done a lot of varnishing.
That's true.
Just looking at the grips, this is the first time I've seen them. Just looking at them, I still gotta say I like the smart parts look more. And if we're going just for comfort, the Hogue grips are the best grips.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hogue is
well,
number
I
one grip.
actually like Packmars better than Hogues, but
I haven't tried Packmar, so I'll have
Hogues
to try
are
them.
very good. Also, CK's grips are pretty nice as well. The
Yeah.
panels, totally different ball game.
Totally different.
You're
I
right,
don't even
but
know
those
why
are cool.
you just want to confuse the audience now.
Yeah.
All
Alright.
Panel grips.
So,
Dan mentioned the CK grips. Those are the contract killer grips, and they have a crazy nice design on the outside. It's almost like honeycomb pattern.
What about the old dye stickies? I see people selling those on eBay, trying to get like $50 for a set of grips.
I don't like the old. I like the new dye stickies, but not the old ones.
When did they start making? Do they still make them or what?
Yeah, they.
No.
What are they called now?
So there's a couple of different versions of stickies that you would be looking at. There's the
Like I remember
die
the OG
stickies,
ones,
and then you got your sticky
On the
threes.
reflexes and stuff is what Connor's talking
Okay,
about.
so
I'm talking about. Well, I'm talking about both, but I'm talking about the newer ones that were referred to as die stickies, which are probably like 10 years old or so, right?
well, there's kind of like two versions of it. There's one that's super mushy, which are the sticky threes. Those are the most sought after. Those black ones are incredibly comfortable. They're pretty rare to find in good condition. Most people cut the back. They were wraparound grips. You would just slide them onto your frame.
Okay, so if you have like a humpback, they won't fit.
Are they for the sticky
Right.
threes?
Those are the sticky threes.
So they actually will, I think, fit on humpbacks, but they will rip after a while
little
having
bit.
them on there. And also, after a time, the plastic deteriorates and they actually
Yeah.
get extremely sticky. I mean, for looks,
fish.
They
Well,
get
comfortable,
really sticky,
though.
so you don't even need to like. You just gotta.
you can just like go like this and your gun's still in your hand.
Yeah, they are really nice. And actually, the old, DM4s, DM5s, they had that same kind of cushiness to the grip, and it's super
But
comfortable.
the thing is about the die stickies, they degrade. So no matter if you're using I don't know which generation, but they all have like some type of degradation that will happen to them. And like
Right, I mean, they're made
discoloration.
12 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah,
so
but I mean, I don't know how colored plastic wears on other things, but on the die stickies, I don't know. I just
Well,
don't think they
it's-
hold
Well,
up.
it
well.
determines what kind of plastic.
the
it is.
sticky
Yeah.
threes definitely
I mean,
don't
I'm
hold up as
sure-
well as the standard die grips. You can still find the black die grips with the nice die emblem, and they're in good condition, and they're a harder.
But even with
plastic.
those, the logo will start to like curl on them, and it'll get discolored. Like
Right.
I think
Oh,
they were
my logo's discolored.
well,
Oh.
originally they're silver, and then they'll I think turn to gold, or they'll turn
So they get more
Like
valuable.
Bronze-ish. Like
Oh, so they
poop
get
color.
a little bit less
patina.
valuable.
The plastic logo gets some patina to it.
Wait, that's on the real old ones.
Kevin says sticky threes are great, but the rubber is starting to degrade now. They were made back in 2005 to 2006.
Yeah. And I think if you have like that softer rubber that's going to be more comfortable, it probably just degrades faster. It's
Yeah.
science,
Okay,
you know.
so-
I mean, if you can find a
Science.
good pair, just I guess
Right, Dr.
use them
Paintball?
sparingly, but they are very
Dr.
incredibly
Paintball.
comfortable grips.
Science.
Okay, so now
So they stopped making them altogether.
Yeah.
yeah.
They still have them. Some stores still have them.
You know what?
Yeah, I mean they made massive
As
amounts of
comfortable as they are, I really like just the single trigger frame Hogue grips. They are so incredibly comfortable, and your hand just kind of sticks to them really nicely. That's the one I use on most of my automags, and I have like every time I get a pair of those, I just set them aside and just like keep extra pairs of them just to put on the guns that I use.
Definitely with you on that.
Yeah, and they're they're cheap. I mean, you can find Hogues $10-15.
Yeah.
Very solid. Let's see. What do you think? Should we
I
show
think we
off
just
some
froze. We just froze up on the GH4.
Oh no.
gear? Battery?
I don't know what it is.
Hey,
Paul, I'll do it.
Did you do something?
Okay, guys, give us 1 second. We're gonna
Yeah,
fix the
looks like we're good here.
GH4, which is currently frozen. It looks like the background changed to the automatic.
Yeah, maybe it was when I added the background in.
I see the background changing, but we're still frozen. Bear with us, guys. We'll be back in a
It
second.
must have been me changing the
You can
background.
ask some questions
Yeah.
if you want.
It was I guess it's the
Yeah.
mini recorder went out.
So, if you guys want to ask us questions while we are fixing the picture, you can hear us. Think of it as a podcast. This is now the PBDnA
we can
podcast.
let's see. We can turn on the GoPro. I think the GoPro should still work. So Benji, why don't you
Oh,
show us
talk
some
about some-
guns
yeah.
on the GoPro?
Okay, let me know once it's rolling, and I'll show some stuff.
Scene 2.
No, full GoPro overhead. Scene 2. Scene 2.
Background changed after the
Oh, there we go.
froze.
Okay, so there we go. We're back on with GoPro overhead. Benji, show us some stuff, bro. And oops,
Okay. Which way am I looking?
you are just good like that. Perfect.
Okay, so
So
while they
This
fix,
thing
you
fell
guys gonna
off.
fix the GH4? Well, that's why, you dummies. So the GH4 stopped because the cord came out. So are we going back to GH4 or are we doing GoPro still?
let's
GoPro.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna show off a couple of things on the GoPro. Here is the new RT mag that I got recently. This is actually a build that Joey made. I'm gonna butcher your last name, but Medina. I'm a white man. I'm sorry. So this thing is it's pretty cool. It has a Medusa frame, a benchmark Medusa frame. This thing actually came stock with magnets in the frame. This one is missing them, as most of them are. But so it's got the Medusa frame, CP on off, CP gas through foregrip, although it's not making use of the gas through. It has a ULE body and a stock rail, but Joey actually milled down the body, milled down the rail, smoothed it out so it kind of conforms together. He rounded out the back here so it doesn't have those jagged edges that it would have had stock. And then he got a Creocoat job on it, which looks pretty cool. It almost looks like a, from some angles it looks rusted, from some angles it looks like speckle coated. But this thing has a level 10, which means that even if I stuck my tongue in the breech and I fired, it wouldn't hurt me. It's just
Ooh.
So that's a pretty cool gun. I do have a video of myself test firing it on my Instagram if you want to check it out, and on my Facebook. My Instagram is bigb_pb. What is next? Here, let me do a close-up on Dan's Ripper. So this is the Gen 1 Ripper. So there were a couple different versions of the Ripper one. You got your prototype Ripper, which, what was the difference on the prototype, Paul?
Well, the only major difference was that on top of the eye cover it had a dimple.
Okay, so right there would be a little bit of extra milling, so.
And my prototype that I gave to Adam Barrick, where the barrel screws in, it was milled off, so you could still see like part of the barrel threading. Kind of weird.
Cool. So that was pretty cool.
So
Hopefully,
wait, you had a Ripper and then you sold it?
I had a I still have a Ripper 1.
Why do you want that one?
Because it's all original parts.
he just wants more. It's got the matching barrel.
Paul's such a hoarder.
So here is a gun I've been rebuilding.
Oh, yeah.
This is a 1 of 15 Vicious Ego 8. The 1 of 15 is just the splash pattern. All the other Viciouses have this same laser engraving. I put a new Noid in it. Got eye covers for it.
It's like cutting my mouth.
I'm yet to air it up since installing the new Noid, so I should have this up and running by next week. I really, really like the Ego 8s. They were incredibly fast, incredibly efficient. You know, a little loud compared to like an LV1 nowadays, but for its time, this thing kicks some serious butt.
I'm not gonna lie, I saw your shooting video of the Bushwhackers SL.
Yeah.
Shit is quiet. That thing is like
It's
super
not bad.
quiet for a
I'm not sure how fast that thing was shooting exactly. You want to go back to GH4?
Yeah, H4 works. And also, we're at an hour and 4 minutes now. It's almost 9. We're going to end exactly at 9. So we only have a few minutes left. So, need to work with Paul?
We're gonna go to 9:10. I don't want to leave.
I'm going to get murdered. We can't go any later than 9.
Yeah, but you getting murdered doesn't affect us.
Yeah, it does.
No, we get to split up your paintball guns. We get to take your gear. Paul
Those
gets,
guys
Paul
outside
gets
are
to
waiting
eat you.
for my paintball guns. As soon as I get murdered, she's just going to let them in. They're going to clear out. And it's been freezing.
Remember that?
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
So,
Alright, let's go say the last few things you want to, and then I'm going to cover
okay,
the other
couple
things.
more things. So I'm actually going to be 3D printing the Jeff boxes for the PBSL League. That is a pump league, and it's got a very cool format. Basically, you guys sign up, you put your name in a hat, pretty much, and you are randomly joined to a team. So I think they've been doing 5-on-5s. They are going to be doing a 10-on-10 event. So you don't know who your teammates are until the day of. So it's very dynamic. You know, each event you're playing with different players. You might have a good team, you might have a bad team, but you know, it's a way to teach new players how to play. You know, it's incredibly fun. They make it so that if you're using a 50-round hopper with a lid, you can only use what you have in your hopper. But if you use a 10-round fed hopper like these Jeff boxes that Jeff 3D printed and I'm going to be 3D printing for the league, then you can use as much paint as you want. So you can carry 10-round tubes. If you guys do want to get in on that first run, just join the PBSL Facebook, and there's an order thread there. It's not pre-orders, I'm not taking payments up front for it, but you know, where you are on the list, I'm going to get those guys settled first. And also, if you're in SoCal, play the PBSL because it's a fun tournament league, a novel tournament league, and we are definitely going to be playing one soon, so maybe you can be on our team. Also, this thing is pretty cool. This is something that the other Jeff 3D printed. This is Jeff Quitman. This is a 3D printed rotor, and hopefully I can 3D print these out soon also.
I like the paint mod.
Yeah,
I played with that.
yeah, this thing works really well.
How many rounds fits in it? Like 50 or something?
No, it's about 100 balls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's basically held together by screw, so it doesn't, come apart easily like a standard rotor. And it did have a tiny little gap, so we need to kind of finesse it a little bit before we would start selling them. But, it's a 100-round rotor. It's pretty cool. What else?
Okay, so now we are going to do just a speed run through of the items that we have here, or that we got out. So, Paul, can you get on the GoPro? It's on.
Oh.
So we want me and the GoPro. We're both on. Cool. Benji or Jorge, do you have your gloves?
My unboxing gloves?
Yeah. Because I don't want you to handle these.
So Shane corrected me. The PBSL is 6-man.
I don't.
February 10th is the next event. He says 84 players are already registered.
Oh.
Yeah, the tournament series is growing explosively, and they are actually adding another circuit. I want to say Oregon. Shane, correct me if I'm wrong. So you might see PBSLs all over the country soon enough, which would be pretty cool. Yeah, and also, if I remember correctly, there is a pot for each event. If you win that event, you get $50 if you're on the winning team. But also, the person with the most points overall gets the grand prize pot. So, you're going to be on different teams each week. So, as long as you help your team do really well, you're going to get points for that event, and they're going to total up towards the end, and you might win a decently big pot.
So, I think since it's 9 o'clock, we probably won't talk about much else. The only one we will talk about a little bit is this California Cobra here. This is, I think, an early version California Cobra. And
Kevin says he's just here to correct us when we get the dates wrong. Fine. Do what you gotta do, man.
So, Jorge's showing off this California Cobra. And this is probably, I don't know if this is a prototype or not. It came from Mike Grizzly Grubb.
It's not that true.
Someone actually traded it into Gramps and Grizzly long ago, and I bought it from him probably 10 or 15 years ago, and he actually sent me a brass eagle with it. But the unique thing about this is that it's not powder coated, and it's just anodized, and it doesn't have the name stamps on the side or the serial number. It is a Nelson valve. It's not Nelson compatible parts though, although it does take the Crossman seals. So Jorge, if you actually remove that back plug that you were just fingering right there, you can see that there's a 12-gram seal inside of it. So not the top is the feed, the lower tube is the 12-gram changer. Alright Jorge, let's do patches now. Take a look at these patches.
Before you go and do that real quick, Shane says for the PBSL tournament, the current total for the grand prize winner is $1,200. Wow. Not a small amount of money. And who's currently in the lead for that?
Actually, Jorge,
I remember last time I checked, it was Michael Burkhart. Has someone taken his spot?
I'll hold it and you talk about it.
Oh, sick. Alright, so this is the Jorge Cervantez Hot Rod mag build right now at the current stage. We've got the new mech NMAG grip frame with the drop attached. And next off is I've got some macro fittings that I've ordered. They should be getting here any day.
From Gene.
Yeah, I got it from
Autococker Parts.
AutoCockerParts.com from me and Gene. So they should be arriving soon. Then I'll get it together. We can air that puppy up.
Cool. That thing's almost done then. So Shane says Michael Burkhart and Julius are kind of tied for that grand prize for the PBSL. Cool. He also mentioned that there's a Florida PBSL if you guys wanted to play any of those events there.
Florida.
So kill the GoPro. We're gonna wrap it up now because otherwise we will get murdered. Benji, you got something to say about that OTP barrel? Oh,
Well,
your rain cover.
Yeah,
Right,
just
your
wanted to show the rain
was the
cover.
last thing.
Yeah, so for anyone who wanted to play in the rain, and actually I got corrected by Glenn Forrester because I kind of messed it up a little.
That guy's a noob. He
when I
doesn't
made
know
the
anything.
video. But yeah, he doesn't know what he's saying. So basically, you want to make yourself a rain cover for your barrel. Just take your barrel and the tube it came in, or some kind of similar tube. You want to put electrical tape on the back enough that it'll keep the tube on. Bam, rain cover. That's all you got to do. And I made the mistake of putting electrical tape on the front also, but that actually creates this little vacuum chamber in here where condensation and air kind of collects, and potentially it'll pop it off. You don't want to do that. So yeah, electrical tape in the back, easy rain cover.
So, like I was saying about Glenn, I don't see him on one of these trading cards.
I see Bassman there.
So, wrecked. All right, that's it.
Hey, he might not have the trading cards, but he did make the nudie calendar, so that's pretty infamous.
That
Good
is.
job, Glenn. Good job. All right, well, thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back next week, Thursday. We'll say 7:30. It'll probably be 8 again, so I guess join us at 8.
7:30.